travel abroad to look for love, find love, because they feel like the options that we have here in the States are lacking.
Going because they can't pull it here. Maybe they're just intrigued by what's over there.
Only date Asian women, right? That is a fetish.
What are you talking about?
Passport bros are people who specifically go from country to country to country trying to find women exotic flavors. When you go to third world countries or countries that are not as advanced as ours.
Huh?
Hey guys, welcome back. This is More to Life. You already know what it is. We're out in the streets right now eating some food, but I'm not gonna hold you. Let's hop right into it.
We normally see people going abroad, right, to look for love. Right? Most people, I don't want to say most people, but there are some people who do tend to want to travel abroad to look for love, find love, because they feel like the options that we have here in the States are lacking.
Facts.
So I want to ask you guys this question, like, do you guys kind of agree or disagree with that?
If you have the audacity to say, oh, I can't get with anybody I like here, I'm looking elsewhere, instead of, oh, I'm interested in this person, they're very interesting, I like their culture, or whatever it is. Yeah. But if you're blaming the people behind, I just look at you as whack. That's just my personal thing.
She said she looked at it as whack, but it's not even you, I'll be honest with you. It's not even the woman so much. It's the system. And what happened is most women have been systematically programmed, right? I was even looking at it live today. Looking at Zoom to Townlands live, and brothers were in there trying to justify why guys should stay, right? But then when he was justifying it, he actually bit his own foot, you know? Usually, you know, you eat your own words, but he actually ate his own foot because he's like, yeah, I understand the system, and that's what it is. It's not it's the system. And what happens is mentalities are created from that system. So women have a mentality of crook naturally in that system. Of course it's not taking place in other countries. That's why guys are leaving. If it's not taking place in another country, they're not going to be so much looking to take advantage. That's why it's necessary, right? And I want to start speaking to more of the system, because it really is. And most guys know that leave. So it's not the woman. I can't bash the woman. There are good women back home. There are. But are there a lot of bad? Yes. Because of the mentality that the country's created. It was done purposely. It was done systematically and purposely to create women that would go against men. Because when women are going against men, what are they going to trust? They're going to trust more in the system. And it happened ever since back when, you know, especially in the black community, happened since back when welfare was brought in, right? It's been happening since then, and even before then, where they had to separate by dividing. And it's already worked. It's not only worked with black people, it's worked with everyone, right? But for the most part, it's happening with my community because other communities are not falling for the nonsense. There's still women doing wrong too, right? There's still women doing wrong. Like I'm sure you guys seen the video where the guy, Spanish guy, his mother put everything in his name because of the system. And his mother saved him. His mother saved him. I think more guys need to have their mothers put things in their name, right? It needs to be to the point where you with a woman and she's like, why is our house in your mom's name? Of course they're gonna start figuring that out, so that really won't work, but still, let me keep going.
Passport bros are those kind of people that are like, oh, American women are whack. Oh, I'm going to find someone in another country. I'm just like, you don't have to put your own women down.
Yeah.
You should say I'm intrigued by Brazilian women or whatever. That's cool. But if you're like, my women won't cook for me, so I'm going to go somewhere. I'm like, ugh.
You said it as if the reason they go over there is because they cannot pull here.
Yeah.
I think they can still pull here. It's just sometimes they prefer Colombian women or Brazilian women, or they want to try something new. I don't think most, and I'm talking about, when I say most, I'm not talking about everyone. I don't think most people who are going overseas to find love or whatever, they're not going because they can't pull here. Maybe they're just intrigued by what's over there and the more opportunities they have over there.
See, and this brother, he's trying to, not divide, but really at this point it's divide and conquer. That's what's happened. That's why guys are saying that, because what happens is all guys are included. You can't sit there and then bash the guys, because this is what happens. The guys that can get women there get bashed. Of course, because they can get women there and they can't, hold up to the standard. The guys that are not thugs get bashed because those guys are not the ones women want, right? And you have certain guys that are alpha in their own way. They have a go-getter, aggressive mind state, right? They're a guy that's very assertive and can get women, but then it's all negative. So you have both sides of the spectrum pretty much on the same side now with this movement that are saying, look, guys, this is the way. Guys, it's kind of like the Mandalorian. It's like the Mandalorian now. Have you guys seen the Mandalorian when he says, this is the way?
This is the way.
It's like that. And you know what's funny? You guys look at the Mandalorian. That kind of reminds me of the brother with the helmet. What's his name? What's the brother with the helmet? Pretty much really one of the first guys I heard saying SYSBM. What's the guy's name? I forgot his name. I don't know, baby, you know his name? The guy that wore the helmet. But you guys know what I'm talking about. He's been preaching it for years. He's like the guy from the Mandalorian, telling guys, hey, look, guys, do this, go outside, and do what you need to do. But still, that's what it is. System is flawed. Women have become flawed because of it. And now it's to the point where this is the way. So more and more people would join because this is the way. Get your passports. It's really become that bad. Guys, so now, I have another one for you, but I'm kind of blind. Let's go with Shirkafina here.
Biggest issue with these passport bros aren't that they're getting passports and going to find the love of their life. I think when it starts to be kind of weird is when you only date people outside your country, right? Like if a passport bro were to say, oh yeah, I only date Asian women, right? That is a fetish. What? That's not a passport bro.
Oh, that's not the case. Some guys may have fetishes. That could be true. But is that what's happening? Come on, be realistic. I can't say be logical because I don't want to disrespect you like that because most people like you aren't going to be logical. But still, most guys are not saying that. Most guys are choosing a country that they prefer. Yes, that's happening. Some guys may say, I want to go to the Philippines because I prefer Asian women. I want to go to South American country because I prefer South American women. So yes, that is happening. Some guys may have a preference in that way, but argument is flawed.
Right. Also, people who just happen to find the love of their life in another country, I don't consider them passport bros.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Right. Passport bros are people who specifically go from country to country to country trying to find women, exotic flavors, to dabble in, right? Passport bros are like, oh man, I can't find any good women in the States, so I'm gonna have to go somewhere else in the world. Like women are inherently different in every other country. It really starts becoming weird when you go to third world countries or countries that are not as advanced as ours.
That's not what it is. It's guys looking for marriage. So a lot of guys out there that were playing passport bros even before are not. Most guys going to DR are not passport bros. Guys are going to go to Southeast Asia, to Philippines, to Thailand are not passport bros.
And start telling women that you're going to marry them so that you can take them to America. That's an issue, right? And a lot of these women are desperate, so they're going to take you up on that offer, right?
You assume too much.
And in a way, it's kind of manipulative. Passport bros say that they can't date women in their own country because they are too aggressive and because they're not so submissive.
Who's doing that? Who's going around saying, I'm going to marry you so I can take you to America? Guys are trying to stay.
So what they're telling me here is that they do not want a strong woman, right? They want someone who is going to be submissive to them. And what better way to find someone who's submissive to them than to find a woman who is at your beck and call? Because, you know, the only reason she's in the United States is because of you. Sounds to me like a lot of control issue.
No, they don't want women with green hair.
Right? And to be honest, ladies, these aren't the type of men that we want anyway, right? These men want a woman that they can control.
It's not true. Because where I am now, women are submissive. They do speak their mind.
And because they can't find it here in America because it's frowned upon to like own a human. Huh? Here, they go to other places in the world where they can legally own a human.
Okay.
Like I said, this has nothing to do with meeting somebody in a different country, the love of your life. This only becomes a problem when you are specifically going to these countries where women are supposed to be a certain way in order to get your D wet. It gives manipulative and desperation. Just saying.
Shaming, insulting, guilt, and need to be right all the time.
Manipulative and desperation. Well, it's been manipulative the way men have been treated for years, right? The way men are blamed for everything, for every problem that's wrong, it's strong men's fault. But that's just what it is. And guys, it's never gonna change. It's gonna continue to remain the same. And the reason why so many women are speaking up, you guys already know. They can't control us anymore. They can't control us anymore. That's why it's like just like the Mandalorian. Somebody said to me one time in a video, this is the way. Shouts out to the Mandalorian for that. This is the way. And I don't know what's going on. I know what's going on. There's definitely more to life than dealing with that.